Okay, let's go.
Good evening, giant growers. It's Chris Brown, Garden of Giants YouTube channel. And today we're going to pick a giant tomato. And I'm going to run through with you how to put that giant tomato in through early tomatoes on the GPC website. It'll make it a legal and official fruit, which is very important. So these steps you must follow to get an official fruit. First thing we do, we pick our tomato. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so what you need to pick the tomato, need something to cut the tomato off with. And if your tomato's big enough, you might need a laundry basket. Mine is a little bit on the bigger side, so this may be a bit oversized, but we'll go ahead and pick it right now. All right, so this is one of them I did try growing on the ground. Worked pretty well for me. I wanted to just kind of mix it up this year and try something different, but it is time. As you can see, look at that. It is beyond blushing. Beautiful green striping there, but it is red. About the only part that isn't red is this side. But we're gonna pick this and then we'll bring it up, we'll get it weighed. I'll show you exactly what to do. So very gently and carefully, you are going to cut the stems away. And this one's just to get it off the plant. We're going to cut it a little further out, and then I'll go back and I will cut this more delicately when we're able to. Looks like this stem might come out maybe. You don't ever want to push anything too hard, but I think I can get this. Maybe I can't. Maybe I better leave it. All right, we're going to bring this. I'm going to put this into the basket here. And we'll do some detail cutting when we get up there to do the official weigh-in. All right, everybody, we have the fruit in a better location to try to trim this stem up. I did get that side stem out that you were looking at. Now, here's the key. This is very important. This stem has to be within 1 inch of the fruit. Sometimes you'll see on these tomatoes where the stem goes across the fruit. It's because that stem's within the 1 inch. So I very gently nudge it up to the skin and you can see it's right at 1 inch. So I don't have to cut this, but these two, this one I technically don't have to cut, it's too close. But this one, very gently, I gotta go in there and pop that off. This one, much too close to the skin, within that 1 inch. That one can stay. All right, let's go weigh it. Okay, giant growers, I want to cut in real quick here. As part of the putting in your tomato for official record, you do need to take the circumference of it. And how you do that is you just get a tape measure and you go around. So you'll start, you'll go around. Generally, you'll pick the widest circumference of the tomato. And as you can see here, this one's gonna come in about 29 inches. And don't ever tape it, I'm just doing it for that purpose. I mean, if you have it all weighed after you're done weighing, you could tape it. But generally, you wouldn't wanna tape it before your official measurement in case that caused damage to the skin. As you can see, I'm a little bit lopsided here, but that's the general circumference of it. And obviously at 29 inches, you would expect an 8, maybe 8.5 pound tomato. However, if you can look at it from this angle, we're missing a nice big chunk here. If there was something there, I would say this has a chance to go 9 pounds. There's nothing there. Plus, if you look here, you can see, you probably can't really see, but there's a hole. So it's almost more donut shaped. And obviously that's gonna cut down on weight. So this one will not go 9 and probably not 8, hoping for over 7. But that is exactly what you want to do for your circumference measurement. That's how you do it. Like I said, this one's gonna go in, we're gonna just call it 29 inches for the circumference. And this genetic, you have to put the genetics in there as well. So this is a 7.69 Clayton. 7.69 Clayton, and unless you do a closed pollination, it's always going to be times open. So 7.69 Clayton times open, circumference on it 29 inches. All right, everybody, we have arrived at the grocery store. We're at Kings County Market, St. Francis, Minnesota, August 31st, last day of the month. We have our giant tomato, we have our certified scale, very important. You're gonna have to take a picture of the fruit on the scale with, and then a picture of the certification tag. So let's go ahead and weigh this, and then I'll go over what we look for. All right, let's weigh this. Here's this monster tomato. Isn't that just gnarly? All right, we'll kick this out of the way. Put this up here. All right, comes in at 7.24 pounds. My personal best is the state record at 9.06. My second biggest is 7.35. So this one almost got to my second biggest, but it will be my third biggest I've ever grown. All right, now that it's on the scale, we're gonna take a couple pictures. All right, I wanna do a very detailed look here at what we look at. Remember, we can't have any leaking, no rot, no mold. So when we're looking into these cracks here, we're looking specifically for any leaking. Soft spots aren't good either. If there's too much, if there's an excessive soft spot, that's bad. Now, there's a little split, that split's fine. This is looks like a scar from possibly some burr, but very, very dry, as you can see. Let's look at it. Here's another little split here. Here's a split here. Oops, right there. But again, dry, real dry. So that's all good. Here's a little pimple here. So that is hard and not leaking. So that is fine. Again, looking for anything that could possibly damage this and this. That's dry. This one, it looks absolutely perfect all the way through, which is good. Yep, some more splits there. That's just old growth cracks. Like this one's getting big, but it's not leaking, it's not soft. So that's very good. So a really, really good look at what a tomato should look like. Some things we're gonna look for when we're looking at these tomatoes is you wanna make sure there are no leaks. So when we look through this, nothing can be leaking. There has to be no leaks and no mold, no rot. Everything must be firm. If you look at this, there are a couple cracks. You see that split there, right there? There's one right there, but they are dry. That is absolute key. You do not want anything leaking. As we look through this, another place to look, right kind of where the stem meets the, I don't know if you guys can see that with the lighting, but should be no mold, no rot, no leaking in there. This one looks absolutely perfect. This would pass the grade and be a legal fruit. So that is, now we just have to take a couple more pictures. I'll go through those with you, what they look like right now. One's gonna be from the stem top. One's gonna be from what we call the flower blossom. And then on the bigger ones, we'll do one from each side. So you wanna get all the sides in there. If it was over 30 inches, we probably would even want you to do a video 3D all the way around it. So we can look around it and then video on bottom and top to make sure we can verify that there's nothing leaking. All right, thank you so much, guys. I'll go through with all of you how to enter this next.